New sanctions have been announced against Russian elites and the country's major banks. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian president has accused the Kremlin of covering up evidence of war crimes, while Russia is saying images of dead bodies in the town of Bucha were staged. Eun-jin has this report.
Reports of atrocities continue out of Bucha, as well as updates on the number of deaths in the besieged city of Mariupol. Drone footage has emerged showing a Russian armored vehicle firing at a cyclist in the town of Bucha in what appears to be the intentional killing of civilians. Meanwhile, the U.S. House passed legislation on Wednesday calling for a federal government report on evidence of war crimes being committed in Ukraine. This comes as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in his daily video address on Thursday that Kremlin forces were trying to cover up evidence of atrocities by trying to remove the bodies of those killed. Russia claims the contrary, saying Ukraine staged the images of bodies in Bucha to justify further sanctions against Moscow and to derail peace talks. Russia's 6-week-long invasion has so far displaced at least a quarter of the population of Ukraine, while the death count out of Mariupol has surpassed 5,000. Meanwhile, European Union diplomats have failed to approve new sanctions on Wednesday due to technical issues, including whether a coal ban would affect existing contracts. On top of sanctions announced against Putin's 2 adult daughters and Russian banks, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said on Wednesday that Russia should be expelled from the Group of 20 Major Economies Forum, and the United States will boycott a number of G20 meetings if Russian officials attend. Britain banned outward investment in Russia and pledged to end its dependence on Russian coal and oil by the end of the year. But the head of Ukraine's presidential office says that its allies must go further, saying that sanctions against Russia must be ruinous enough to bring an end to the war. Eun-jin, Arirang News.